You're listening to the HUD Podcast, the official podcast for the Hudsonian newspaper at Hudson Valley Community College. An HVCC podcast for the students, by the students. Your news now. Get ready to enter the HUD. Hey everybody, welcome back to the HUD, the official podcast for the Hudsonian newspaper at Hudson Valley Community College. Joining us today, we have Reese Harrison. He's the president of the Student Senate at Hudson Valley Community College. Reese, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Nolan. It's great to be here.
First of all, congratulations on becoming the new Student Senate president, and also congratulations on winning your recent student trustee race. Let me ask you, I know this is your first semester as Student Senate president. What is on your agenda for this semester?
Yeah, well, thank you. And we're working on a number of things. I think our biggest problem as a Student Senate is a lack of student involvement. And that's become really difficult over over Zoom and now that we're mostly virtual. And I'm looking forward to next semester where there'll be a bit more in-person activity. But we've been working on a lot of giveaways, gift cards. We just approved $30,000 for student gift cards for Hannaford's, which will go. It's our virtual food pantry to help students who, need a little help during these troubling times, and so that's really great. Other than that, we're to work on student involvement. We are also we've just started reaching out to professors of forum classes, and we're going to try and get more freshmen involved by going into forum classes and taking 45 minutes or maybe 20 minutes. We're not sure on the timing yet, and telling them how they can get involved and what's in it for them and what they can affect. How they can see positive change around the campus by joining the Senate and, showing up to Senate meetings and becoming involved in about the different clubs. So we're really excited about that initiative and really hope to get a bit more of a campus community is what we're looking for.
So you talk about engagement and getting student engagement and student involvement up. What are some of the steps? Have there been any steps that are discussed in terms of getting student involvement up? And how do you plan to navigate certain aspects of the Senate with lowered student involvement?
Actually, we've been doing pretty well so far. Actually, the Vice President, Savannah Shulkin, has been running an initiative with social media, and it's doing a lot. We started our social media platform last semester, or maybe it was last fall, but it was kind of low, and she really took it and been adding a lot of people, and through social media we've been getting a much larger following, and I think that's our most effective platform at the moment. Now, going into forum classes and talking to students is something I really hope will help, and hopefully that will work really well. Also, Savannah and Crystal, I believe, another senator, worked on getting our social media links into the enrollment process. So that should help as well. And we have a much larger following, and that's working out well for us. And as to the Senate, so far we've been doing well. We've been meeting all of the same lines they met last year, same numbers of senators and such by certain times, the amount of involvement. So far we've been barely cutting it, but we've been making it. And we're hoping to see a spike as we go into forum classes.
And where can people follow you on social media? Where can they follow the Student Senate?
So we have an Instagram and a Snapchat page. I think our Instagram one is the best one. It's really great. It shows all of our events and posting things around campus, a little bit about SUNY system as well. Yeah, it's really great.
And what are some of the events that are happening on campus? Because I know typically every semester there are voices lectures where they have kind of TED Talk type events where there will be people that'll come to the campus and they'll kind of talk about their experience with some certain issue or something or something culturally or something that affects them personally. I know those are still going on right now. How are those working in a time of COVID?
I'm not really sure on that side of things. That's more of the vice president is more events, in general. But I do know that we have a weekly trivia night going that's going really well. It's every Wednesday night at 7:30. And yeah, that's doing really well. And then it's been a lot of fun. And we've had one so far. It's a drive-in movie theater, and that's pretty cool. We contracted with a company that brings in a big screen on campus, and then everybody drives in. You get dinner, and yeah, then you sit in your car and tune the radio to the right station and watch a movie. It's a fun experience. Especially when not all the movie theaters are up and operating yet.
Right.
So, yeah, that was really enjoyable, and look out for that in the future because I'm hoping to do some more of those.
What are some of the movies that are playing? What night does the movie theater happen, and how can students get involved in that?
Yeah, so if you just follow the Instagram, would be the best option for that. Yeah, the Instagram page is it's Vikings of the Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And if you follow them, you can keep up with all the events. We don't have a movie picked out particularly for the next time we do it, but we'll be working on that soon. If you follow the Instagram page, and you can keep up with all of our events, and that'll pop up there for you. The last time we did it, we had The Mask. I had actually never seen it. It was an old classic. It was quite interesting. It was fun. It was a good one. Yeah.
Right.
Everything.
So tell us a little bit about being student senator. What got you to running for student senator in the first place? Yeah, start there. Let's start there.
Yeah, so my sister was actually student senate president and student trustee 6 years ago. So I kind of knew about the Senate and was always planning on getting involved. And then last semester, actually in the fall semester, I went into Zion's office to kind of see what was going on. Zion was the past president. And we ended up hitting it off. We ended up talking for like 4 hours, and just, hanging out. So, through him, I got involved. I got appointed, within a couple of weeks, and then I've been a student senator, ever since. I got slightly involved in SUNY SA for a while this summer, and at a couple of conferences. SUNY SA is actually a wider student government for the SUNY system. And then, so I got involved in SUNY SA, and then I've kind of brought that experience back to Hudson Valley, and I decided not to run again for SUNY SA and just, run for student trustee and bring that experience back and really focus on Hudson Valley.
And I know you recently won your student trustee race. What does that involve? What does being student trustee? What does that involve?
Yeah, so there's a board of trustees, and they're kind of like they're a board that makes all of the long-term decisions for the college. So you could look at them as a board of. They're kind of like the top board of the college. And you have county officials that sit on the board, just some like local business leaders and such, people that were chosen. I believe some are chosen by the governor. I'm not exactly sure who was chosen to sit on there. But they're really nice, and my job on there is to bring the student perspective to the board of trustees and advocate for students, tell them what students really need and want. I think that as being a board, they're a little less related to the students than professors, for example. So my job is to, bring that voice back in.
Now, I know you mentioned the previous student senate president, Sharon. How did Zion react to your student senate president run? How did that go over?
Actually, yeah, Zion, he actually was a supporter. He was happy that I was running. He was really glad. And yeah, we were good friends all the way through.
Now I know right now, Hudson Valley is currently having a bit of a money problem. I know there was a report that right now Hudson Valley is $10 million in the hole. How will that affect funding for the student senate and other clubs and other programs?
Yeah, so our budget actually comes a little bit more directly from the students, and so it doesn't come really from the governor or the state. So it won't affect us as heavily as it affects the rest of the college. That said, enrollment's down, so that will definitely affect us.
Right.
But Ram, Sammy, and Dennis are really working well together to get some more advertising out to students and really try and improve enrollment. I've been really happy to see the initiatives that they're working. So we're hoping that will, make up for some of the difference, and we're hoping to minimize the effects by, if the governor cuts some of our funding, we're going to see if we can get more students and, make it up that way. Mm-hmm. So that, none of our students have to actually feel the loss in funding themselves.
Right. So what are some of the challenges of being student senate president?
Well, especially during these times, it's definitely hard. I have to advocate for students with administration, and you can't just walk over to the offices and have an in-person conversation with Mr. Copeland or Ram Sammy. It all has to be kind of scheduled, and it's much more difficult over Zoom, and not to have my office at Hudson Valley. It's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
But also, one of my main jobs is, making sure the Senate's running smoothly, and delegating and making sure, all the senators are working in the interest of the students. So it's a lot of oversight over the Senate, as well as looking into administration and, helping administration kind of see what the students need.
What are some of your core responsibilities as the student senate president?
Core responsibilities. I really think that my main responsibility, one of my main responsibilities is to have the interactions with administration for the students, and really be in touch with Ram Sammy and Mr. Copeland and all of the administrators, and talking to them, telling them what students need. But then also I have to run the student senate, make sure our meetings are going well. And make sure everything's flowing smoothly with the student senate as well.
Are there any memories you have from just being in the student senate in general?
Any memories? Pumpkin Palooza. I just remember that as a lot of fun. It's an event every year that the student senators we volunteer for. We dress up, we get in costume, and Hudson Valley opens our sports center to the community, and students come in. Not students, actually. Sorry, children come in and kind of trick or treat, and we have I don't know, like bouncy house and a slide in there, and then different stations where there's little games, and we pass out candy.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of fun, meeting the children, and passing out some Hudson Valley merchandise and some candy, and everyone was so happy, and it was a lot of fun.
And now for those who may be listening right now who are thinking about joining the Student Senate, what are some of the perks or some of the benefits of joining, would you say?
Yeah, well, there is a small stipend, and it's also definitely a great thing to put on your resume. But much more importantly, it really gives you a way to access, real change, access the administration, talk to administrators, know who they are, as well as we have a budget, and we can pass resolutions to input the changes that we really see that need to happen around campus, and help our fellow students that way.
And one last question. Who should students contact if they have any questions about the Student Senate, or anything involving the Student Senate, or joining the Student Senate, or just really anything in terms of the Student Senate?
Yeah, you can definitely reach out to me. My email is r-harrison4@hvcc.edu. So definitely reach out to me, if you have any questions or, interest in joining the Senate or anything at all. The other option is you can reach out to the Student Activities Office, and they can answer any questions you have as well, or any of my 3 e-board members, Savannah Shulkin, Tatiana, and San. So any of us can answer any questions you have, and if you'd like to join, we can definitely help you with that. And also any questions that anyone has about things around campus or anything you want to see change, it would be great if you sent me an email and just let me know.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Reese Harrison, thank you again for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Nolan.
Okay, so that about wraps up this week's episode of The HUD. Make sure to tune in next week when we talk to a new musician on campus who's a student, Zachary Ashdown of the Student Christian Association. Make sure to tune in then. To read more about the following stories, make sure to head over to thehudsonian.org for the latest on-campus news from the Hudsonian, and make sure to listen to new episodes of The HUD every Monday.